Okay, so for the second video and topic of today is Dead Space remake. So although I said earlier that I wasn't so interested about getting Dead Space remake, uh, mainly because I bought Callisto Protocol and it being a very similar game to I would even call it a spiritual successor to Dead Space games, but uh, yeah, I watched some video reviews of Dead Space remake and they changed my mind about getting it. Uh, because first of all, the game has received excellent reviews. It's like the overall is 9 out of 10. It has received super positive reviews, and of course that affected my decision to actually get the game. So here it is. So yeah, but not just the reviews, the positive reviews uh, that I made my decision to get the game. But yeah, like I talked about earlier, that the game for me seemed like more like a remaster, because from the gameplay videos before release I didn't see much differences between the original and remake. So at first I just thought, okay, this is way too familiar, way too samey like the original game. But yeah, watching some reviews, they said there will be a healthy amount of new things in the game, like some new side missions, mission objectives, new routes, maybe new locations or rooms in the game. The story is a little bit changed, maybe telling a little bit more than the original about the history, you know, of the marker and the history of the, happenings in the game. And also, Isaac Clarke didn't speak any word in the first game, and I think they didn't even show his face, but here they show his face a couple of times and he speaks in this remake, which I think it's better than not talking at all. Of course, there are games like Half-Life where Gordon Freeman doesn't speak any word, but and it, the games are fantastic, but yeah, I just prefer, the protagonist talking than being complete silent. So that's a good thing. But yeah, like I said, there are healthy amount of new features and new things in the game. So I guess it's not a remaster after all. Well, of course it is, but to me it doesn't seem like remaster. It actually seems more like remake, which is of course what I hoped for. But yeah, sometimes I change my mind, but this time there was pretty good reasons and of course the main reason was that I was thinking, uh, is there enough new features, new things in the game? Because if it would be like almost identical but just a graphical upgrade, I would pass it for sure, or just maybe getting it on discount much later. But and one very very good thing for me is that even though it says right here that it requires, yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but it requires 50 gigabytes of storage space. In fact, it's only a little bit more than 30 gigabytes. I think it was 31 point something. So 31 gigabytes, that's really decent file size for the game, because I hate, knowing the PS5's very limited 825 gigabytes of overall storage. It fills up pretty fucking quickly if you have, even dozen of games or more. So, and of course it depends what games you have. Games like Call of Duties, they are just insane. Like the file size are insane. Over 200 gigabyte one fucking game. That is ridiculous. And but fortunately I'm not interested about Call of Duty games one fucking bit. I kind of hate those games. So I don't have any interest about those games. But yeah, it's ridiculous how big some games are. So every time the game is, let's say less than 50 gigabytes, I'm really happy about it. And I thought this would have been a much bigger game. I thought this would be at least 60 gigabytes, 70, 80, or closer to 100. But yeah, it's surprisingly small, and that's a very, very good thing. But the only thing I think, of course this is remake, and remasters many times are much, cheaper games. They are like 30 to 40 euros, and remakes are full priced games, as unfortunately this was full priced game. But it's very well done, received super positive reviews. There are enough new content, so I think this time the full price is justified. So that's it. And very soon I think this week I'm going to receive those CDs I ordered. So maybe next video will be an album review. I will be reviewing at least one of those 3 albums that I will get this week. But I may review more than one of those, but that I'll decide that, and that remains to be seen in a near future. Of course I will listen them couple of times, well, of course, before making reviews. But yeah, this is it. Dead Space, excellent game, and I'm a huge fan of sci-fi horror, so of course this was a perfect game for me, but it was just that I was initially worried if there's enough new content, or will it be just a graphical upgrade. But yeah, anyway, this is it, the end of the video, and see you in the next video, which probably will be an album review, if you're interested anyway about metal music or music in general. But or if you are just interested about games and subscribing to my channel because of the gaming things and topics, that's fine too. So see you in the next one. Bye.